Hello and welcome back to another tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create this exact glass railing using Revit. You are going to learn how to create each component and how to join them together to form this glass railing using Revit. If this is your first time joining this channel, welcome. My name is Grant, and in this channel we dish out interesting architecture related content. Please do well to subscribe to our channel, share this video, like this video, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you get notified when next we publish a new video. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so first things first, all you need to do is to create a new file. Now we click on new, you click on metric multidiscipline, you click on OK. Now this is a new Revit file. We're starting everything from scratch, and you're going to see how we are going to create this our glass railing. So let's wait for it to load. Okay, now that our Revit file is open, all we just need to do is to draw a railing first of all. Now let's click on railing. Okay, and you can see the type of railing we have here. So let's just click on this railing and let's draw this one. Okay, click on finish and let's go to the 3D to see what we have created. All right, so perfect. So this is what we have created. All right, so this is good. Now you can see how the railing is. Now let's see how we are going to make this a glass railing. Although we already have a glass railing that Revit automatically comes with, default glass railing, but we are going to be creating our own special glass railing like I showed you in the beginning of this video. So now what makes up a railing component is we have the top rail, we have the bottom rail, we have the glass balusters and all that. So we're going to be showing you, I'm going to be showing you how you can merge all those things together and get the perfect railing that you want. Now let's start. So all we need to do is to click on file. Let's go to new. Let's come to family. Good. Now if you use the English imperial unit scale, you can decide to choose anyone from here, but in my part of the world I use the metric. So I'm just going to go back, come under here, then you can see this is the metric unit scale. So we're going to be clicking on metric profile rail. Okay, so we click on this metric profile rail, we click on OK, and it opens up the family for us. So now we are going to be creating our top rail from here. So I already have the dimensions. Okay, and let me see what our top rail is about. Now let me see what is the dimension for our top rail. Okay, so we have 60 by 30. All right, so now to create our top rail, all we need to do is to click on this line here. Okay, and let's create our top rail. Let's say 30. Okay, 30. Okay, 60. All right, okay, so this is our top rail, and we have let's click on line. Okay, the center, we have 25 here, 25 here. Okay, then we merge it at this point. Let's delete this. Let's click on trim this, we click on split this, and we also trim this as well. Okay, so this is our top rail. Now we need to save this as a family on its own. So we're going to be saving this. Let's click on Ctrl S. Okay, now let's save this on desktop. Let's create a folder and let's name this our railing family. Okay, the folder. So we open the railing family and let's name this top rail. Okay, now we save this as our top rail. All right, now as we have saved this as our top rail, let's also model our bottom rail. So let's delete this and let's model the bottom rail. Now let's check the dimensions we have for our bottom rail. Okay, 60, 75. All right, okay, so now let's create our bottom rail. So we have click on create in line. Okay, let's have this. Let's get 30 from here. Okay, 75 here. Okay, 60 here. Okay, this is good. Then we have 25 here, 25 here, and 25 here. So let's trim this. Okay, let's split this and let's trim this. All right. Okay. All right, so as we are done, let's save this. This is our bottom rail now. So let's save this as our bottom rail. Now, instead of saving, clicking Ctrl S again, we just click on File, Save As, Family. We come here. Now you can see this folder, our railing family. Let's name this bottom rail. Okay, let's name this bottom rail and we click on Save. Okay, now that we've saved our top rail and our bottom rail, let's just quickly go back to our Revit where we have this railing, and let's load in the two railings that we have just created, the two railing families. So we come to our desktop and let's go to railing family. Now you see top rail and bottom rail. So let's just click and drag this into our Revit. So once we are done, that is perfect. So you click on this railing family. Let's click on edit type. Now you can see here top rail. Now all we just need to do is to change this type. Once we click on this, you can see profile M rectangular handrail. So we click on this and we look for top rail, which is the one that the family that we had just created. So we click on material to change the material. Let's give it a metal top rail. I think I have a material like that, metal top rail. Okay, let's just create a new material instead. Rename metal top rail. Okay, now let's darken this a little bit. Let's make it a little bit dark. Okay, good. Now we've done the material. All right, then we click on apply. Okay, apply. Okay, now as you can see, this has changed automatically. I don't know if you noticed, but the top rail changed immediately from what we had before. So you click on this. Now let's go back to this top rail. Let's make the height 1050 because that's the height of the railing that I measured, if you remember from the beginning of the video. So let's make this 1050. We click on OK. All right, so this is the height of the railing. Good. Then the next thing we need to do is to add our bottom rail. Now to add the bottom rail, we click on the railing, click on edit, then we click on this rail structure. Okay, now you can see this is empty, so we click on insert and let's name this bottom rail. Okay, then let's click on material and let's give this create a new material for it. Okay, metal bottom rail. Okay, let's make this a little bit dark. Click OK. Okay, apply and okay. Good. Now as you can see, this is our bottom rail. Okay, now you can see the bottom rail is not like the bottom rail we designed. It's not looking like it. So we can go back, click on this, and you can see the profile is the default profile. We didn't select our bottom rail. So you just click on this, select bottom rail, you click on OK, apply, and you can see how it looks. Okay, good. So this is the bottom rail that we modeled. All right, so now we have our top rail, we have our bottom rail. Now the next thing we need to do is to create the glass itself. Now we're going to be creating that glass itself. Now for us to do that, all we need to do is to come back to this family that we have here. Let's select this and let's take this down to this point because it is meant to start from here. So as we take this down, then we load it back into the project. Okay, we'll go back to our 3D and we see what we have. Good. So this is perfect. This is good. So now for us to create the glass, we just need to come back to our reference level on the bottom rail family. We select this and we delete. Okay, before we delete, let's measure this because this is where the glass is going to enter. So this is 10. Okay, now 10 mm. So we delete this. All right, now we know the height of the glass is going to be 1050 millimeters. So we click on create, click on line. Okay, now we draw this to be 1050. Okay, so you can see how it is. Now we have 5 mm here. Okay, and we bring it down to this point, and we have 10 mm here. Okay, and we take it up here. Then we can trim this to this point, delete this. So this is going to be the glass. Okay, all right, Control Z. Good, now we have this. So this is going to be our glass. Now all we just need to do is to save this now as a family. Now we click on this, click on save as family, the same place where we have our railing family folder. Let's name this glass. Okay, now we save. Okay, then we come back to our Revit project where we are working on, and let's go back to the railing family and let's import this glass into the project. Okay, now that we have done that, we need to select this. We click on edit, we come under this rail structure, we click on insert. Now let's name this glass. Okay, all right, then category, let's give it a family. Or no, let's go back. I think there's a glass family, there's a glass material. Good, let's click on this glass, we click on OK, then the profile, glass. Good, and once you click on apply, OK, apply, OK, now you can see if you change this to shaded, I think you'll be able to see a little bit of it. So let's change this to textures or realistic. Let's see. Okay, you would see that there is actually a glass there. There's actually a glass there. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to take out all these balusters that we have here. So it's to take out all these balusters and replace them with the baluster we want. So now for us to do that, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So we'll have to pay close attention. Okay, so now that we are done with this, the next thing we need to create is to create our balusters. Okay, so all we just need to do is to go to file. Now we are going to be creating a new family. Now we're not going to be making use of this anymore, so we're going to be creating a new family. So we click on file, let's come down to open new, sorry, you click on family. Okay, let's go back to metric, then let's go to metric generic phase based model. You can see metric generic model phase based. You click on this, you click on OK. Okay, now you see this comes up. So we're going to be using extrusion for this. So let's click and draw our extrusion. So let's say, okay, this is very, very big. So let's just make this scale 1:1. So we can, okay, so it can be tiny a little bit. So let's make this 1.5. We're going to be making this as tiny as possible. Let's make this 2.5. Okay, let's make this 3. Let's make this 5. Okay, then we come back up here and we trim this. All right, so this is what we have. And now the height we're going to give this, let's make this 1050. Okay, so once we are done with this, let's make this 1050. So as we are done with that, we click on finish. Okay, and let's go to the 3D to see what we have created. Now you can see how this is. Let's change this to 1:1. Okay, so you can see how this is. Look at it, it's very, very tiny. So now the next thing we're going to do is to create our support. Now we're going to create our support. If you look at the video, you will see there are some tiny things that are attached to the glass. That is the support. Okay, so now for us to create that, all we need to do is to click on create. We'll come back to extrusion and let's create our support. Now we know we have there are some we have here, and there are some that are attached to the glass. So for us to do that, let's click on this. Okay, let's click on circle. Let's have one at this point. Okay, let's say we have this 30. Okay, we click on this, we click on this move. Let's make sure it is centralized first. Okay, then we can move it, let's say 100 mm. Okay, good, so this is good. Then we can select this as well. Now we're going to, this is the baluster that we are creating first of all. So let's make this 1050. Good. Then we can click on finish, come back to our 3D. Let's see what we are creating. Okay, this is coming out a little bit. So let's click on this again, click on CS to create similar, the same circle. Okay, we click on this and this. Now let's take offset of 20 mm. Okay, here and here, and we are going to delete this one. Now this one that with this circle we have created is going to just go 25 mm. Okay, so let's see. All right, so this is good. Or let me make it 10 mm. Let's reduce this a little bit. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, but this, I don't think this is going to be 900, or let's say 875. Okay, this is going to be 875. All right. Okay, so as we are done with this, okay, now let's just add this to our baluster family first of all. So as we are done with this, let's click on file, let's click on new, file, come to new, family. Now let's go back to English, let's come to metric baluster, we click on open. Okay, all right, so this is what we have. Then let's go back to this one, and let's click on Ctrl S to save this. Now let's save this as W first of all, because this is not the baluster family yet. So we click on this, we save this as W. Once you are done creating this family and you have saved this as W, then you need to create the baluster family itself. So you click on file, you click on new, you come to family, you go back to your metric. Okay, then you click on metric baluster, you click on open, and you wait for it to open. Good. Now that it is open, this is our baluster family. We need to set our reference plane. So you pick a plane, you pick this diagonal plane, and they'll ask you where do you want to view it from. You want to view it from floor plan reference level. You click on OK, open view, and this is it. So the next thing to do is to import that W which you've saved on your this thing, import it as a component. So you click on component and they ask you no component family is loaded, would you like to load one? You say yes. Then you go to the railing family folder, you click on W and you click on open, and it will automatically paste it for you. So you just zoom in and you make sure you place it very well at this point. So once you are done with that, you click on escape, then you come back to the left view and you see how it is. So you click on this, flip to flip it perfectly at this point. Okay, so this is what we have. Yeah. Okay, so now that you are done with this, all you need to do now is to create a reference line. So we come under here, we click on create, we click on reference line. They'll ask you where do you want to create it. Now you just click on this and you click on reference plane left to right, because we are on the left plane. So we click on this, we click OK, and then we click on this draw and try to make sure we are exactly at the center of this. So we click on, let's try this again, reference line, and we click on this to draw the reference line. Let's make sure we are exactly at the center. Okay, so once we are done with this, now let's make sure this is on scale 1:1 so we can see a little bit more good. Now you can see this green line in the center, it is exactly at the center. So as we are done, we click on this dimension, angular dimension, and let's make sure this is 90 degrees. As you can see here, we click on this and we lock it in place. Click on this to lock it in place. Okay, so after you are done with the dimension, making sure it is 90 and you are locking it, now the next thing we need to do is to align. Now we are going to make sure that we align this to the center of this our baluster family. Once we click on this, we make sure we align this to this and we lock this in view. Okay, so as we are done with this, this is all we just need to do is to import this or load this into the project. But before we load it, let's first of all save this as our baluster family. Let's name this baluster. Okay, and we click on save. So once we are done saving it, we click on load into project and we click on yes, project 1. Okay, and it automatically loads into our project. So let's go to the 3D. All right, we click on this. Now we'll come down to this edit type. Now you can see baluster placement. You click on this here. Now you see this baluster family. Now let's change this to our baluster. Now you can see the one we just created, only baluster. So we click on that. We also do this. We change this to baluster. We click on this. We change this to baluster. We click on this. We change this to baluster. We click on apply. Okay. Apply. Okay. Good. Now you can see how this is. Now you see it's a little bit somehow, it's not looking very good, but yes, we're still going to work on it. We're still working on it. We have just created all the families, so things will be very easy for us to do along the line. So we click on this, we come back to edit. Now we click on this baluster. Now you can see the distance from previous. Now you can see is 100. Now what we want our distance, the distance between each balusters to be is 900. So we click on 900 and we click on apply. Okay. Apply. Okay. Good. Now you can see the spacing. It has spaced out the projects. Now you can see this glass. You are looking at the glass very well. You can see the top rail, you can see the bottom rail, and you can see these balusters that we have here. So now the railing is coming out gradually, is looking more like it. So the next thing we are going to do now is to add our railing. That is the handrail that you are going to rest your hand on top. So now for us to do that, all we just need to do is to come to this one, the reference plane, this one that we have been working with initially. Then we select all this. Sorry, let's select this rectangle that we created for the glass. Let's delete this. Then the next thing we are going to do now is to create a circle. Now we click on line. Let's create a circle. Let's say 30 mm. Good. Yeah, this is good. Let's create this circle and then we load it. Okay, before we load it, let's save this as well. Let's click on save as family. Let's name this handrail. Handrail. Let's name this handrail. We click on enter. Okay. Then we can load into project 1. Okay. All right, now let's go to the 3D. Let's see what this handrail that we just created, let's see what it is. So you click on this railing here, you click on edit. Now let's go to the handrail 1 and handrail 2. So whichever one we feel like using, let's use handrail 2. Let's see what that would give us. So you click on type. Okay, now you can see the profile, circular handrail. So let's click on this and let's go to handrail that we just created. So this is it here, handrail. So we click on this handrail that we just created and let's click on apply. Okay. Apply. Okay. Okay, nothing happened. Let's see what could be the problem. Okay, now you can see the position is on none, so that's why we were not able to see it. So let's make it left. Let's click on apply. All right, so this is it. Let's click on OK and let's see where that is. Okay, this is on this side, so we are going to adjust that. Let's change this to right. Okay, we click on apply. All right, so this is it now on the right. So we are still going to touch this up a little bit. Let's come back to our edit button. Now you can see this handrail that we have here. You can see this handrail that I have here. Now you can see height of the handrail. Let's make this 875 or 900. Let's make this 900. Okay. Then hand clearance. Now the hand clearance, the distance of the handrail from the glass. Now let's make this 100 mm. Okay. You click on apply. Okay. 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 Now let's see. Okay. So now this is where the handrail is coming to. So let's go back and let's change this to left. I think it is supposed to good. So it is supposed to be on the left hand side. All right. So this is it. So you can see how this is looking, is coming together gradually. So we click on this, we come under edit, come back to that handrail. Okay, let's come back to the handrail. Now the extension, we don't need this extension. 0, we don't need anything there. This one too, we don't need anything here as well. Okay, I think that should be it. Okay, apply. Okay, good. Now you can see that extension that came out this way, it is gone. So the next thing we're going to be working with now is to make sure this baluster that we created is actually in the right position of this handrail. that we just have right here. So now how do we adjust this? All we just need to do is to go back to this view. Okay, sorry, this view. Let's go back to this one where we created our W for the baluster. So let's measure this. Let's make sure this is right. So we have 70, you see. So now let's make sure this is exactly 100 mm. So let's move this 30 mm this way. Okay, good. So this is good. Then we load it into project. We load it into the baluster family first of all. Okay, override existing version, yes. Then from this baluster family we load it into project 1. Now you see how easy all these things will be going. Okay, then let's come back to the 3D and you can see this sitting perfectly on the baluster. All right, so once we are done with this, now we can notice that there are a few things that we also need to correct. Like you can see this. So let's go to our east elevation. You know, we made sure that the height of this railing is 1050, as you can see here. So this is supposed to come up to this point. So this is supposed to come up to this point. So we're going to be adjusting that right now. So if we have 1050 and we subtract 100 from it, so we'll be having 950. So 950 should be for the glass because we're taking out the size of this and also the size of this. Okay, so let's adjust those corrections quickly. So all we need to do, let's cancel this first of all. Okay, so all we need to do, let's close all this. Okay, so we just need to come to our railing family as we have here, this railing folder. Now let's come to our bottom rail and let's open it at this point. Sorry. Okay, let's come to the bottom rail and let's open it here. Okay, so now as we're done with this, let's load it into the project. You know, initially what we did was we brought this down to this point, but now we are leaving it the way it was initially. So let's load this into the project. Okay, override existing version. Okay, yes. Then if we come back to our east elevation, you will see that it is exactly starting from this point, which is good. Now you can see our glass is a little bit out of place because if we measure from here to this place, this is 1050, correct? So you see our glass is a little bit out of place, so we need to fix that. Now let's come back to our bottom rail and we'll cancel this. We're done with bottom rail. Now let's go back to this folder and we open our glass folder, our glass family. We open the glass family and let's make sure this is correct. Now let's select this. Let's make this 950. Okay, and we load it into project. Load it. Okay, override existing version. Okay, now we are done with this. Let's come to our 3D and let's see what we have done. Okay, now you can see our glass. You can see the glass is not getting to this point, so we just need to click on this, edit, and let's adjust the glass. Let's make it let's say 50 mm, or yes, I think 50 mm is good. Height of 50 mm. Apply. Okay, apply. Okay, I think this is good. So it will start from exactly this point. Okay, then let's come back to this glass. You know, we're just going to be adjusting a little bit of a few things, and let's make this 1000. This is going to be perfect. Okay, load it back into the project. Okay, override existing version. Good. Now this is good. So we'll come back to our 3D. Good. Now this is for the glass. Perfectly done. Now let's come back to our east. Now you can see what we have. Okay, now you can see this is way above the ground. So let's see what the distance is. 75 mm. Okay, so now we're going to be going to our baluster family. Now you can see this is the W. So we just need to click on this and let's make this minus 75. Okay, and let's make this minus 25. Okay, or minus 50. Okay, let's go to the 3D. Let's also select this minus 75. Okay, and let's make this 1 meter. Okay, or let's make this 950. All right, then we click on this and let's make this minus 50. Okay, All right, so we load into project, we load into baluster. Okay, override existing version, and we load into project 1. Okay, override existing version. Okay, so you can see what we have. Okay, all right, so you can see this is perfect because we have already placed it. Is now on the same level as this. Okay, so this is good. Now let's go to our 3D and let's see what we have. Okay, so now you see that these balusters are popping out of the handrail that we have here. So we're just going to adjust that a little bit. Let's make sure we adjust that properly. Now let's make this 800. I think that would do. That would do perfectly. Baluster, okay. That would do perfectly. Load into project 1, okay, and okay. All right, now this is good. So once you come back to your 3D, you will see how this is looking. Okay, good. So this is good. Okay, so after that, now the next thing we need to do, we don't need this first post and we don't need this last baluster. So we're just going to click on this. We edit type, we come to this baluster placement. Now you can see start post and end post. We don't want them, so we click on this and we change this to none. We do the same thing for the next one, none. We click on OK and OK. Now you can see this is gone and this one here is also gone. Okay, so after that, now we just need to adjust this baluster a little bit, because as you can see here, you can see it's not terminating properly. Okay, so we're just going to work on that a little bit. So we come back to this place. Now you can see this. Let's double click on this and let's reduce this to like 25. Okay, I think this is better, 25, and let's make this 900. Okay, so we click on this, we load it into the baluster family. Okay, override existing version, then we load this into project 1. Okay, and okay. All right, now you can see this is way higher than what we want, so we just need to do that again. So let's see what this is. This is 930. Okay, so let's see what this is. So I don't know why this is way higher than the usual, so let's just work on this again. So let's just do that. We click on this, let's make this 825. Okay, load into project baluster. Okay, we click on this, override existing version and this parameter. Okay, then we load this baluster into project 1. Okay, and we good. So this is perfect. Now you can see how this fits perfectly into this. Now this is good. This is very, very good. So as we are done with this, now the next thing we need to do is to create those supports. Now how do we create those supports? The same thing, we come to this reference point as we have right here. Now we need to create those supports. Now we know that, let's click on this, let's click on model line. Now we know that this is the baluster that we have, and we have that handrail along this baluster at this point. So let's say we take the center point of this baluster, which is here. We have this here. Then we know we are going to create our support to the glass. Now we know our glass thickness is 10 around this area, so this is where the glass is going to stop. So this is the area where we are going to be drawing our baluster. Okay, so now for us to do that, all we need to do is to create this baluster around this point. So let's just see create those supports around this area. So we're going to be having support of, let's say 300, or let's say 150 here. Okay, is 150 enough, or let's use 300 or 200. Let's use 200. Okay, so we have 200 here. Then let's say we have offset of let's say 15. Okay, and let's have this point, and let's have this at this point. So we're just using this to test it out, so we'll see how it looks like before modeling the actual supports. So we have this, then let's mirror this to this point. Sorry, we'll copy and mirror it to this point. Okay, so this is what we have. Then we click on finish. So let's make this is at 750 the height. Okay, then we can delete this line and this line. So let's go to our 3D view for this and let's see what we have done. Okay, so we click on this and let's make this 725. Okay, so we're going to be having something like this. Let's see if it is going to fit in properly before we start the actual model. So let's just load this into the project. Let's load this into the baluster first of all. Okay, override the existing version, good. Then load this baluster into project 1, override existing version. Okay, now you can see that. So good. So let's go to our 3D and let's see what we have. Okay, so this is how those supports are going to look like. Okay, now go to our this view. Now you can see it is actually touching this and it is stopping around somewhere here, the center, which is perfect. Then we're supposed to have like a vertical support that is going to adjust it to the this baluster. So this is 45. So I think this is good. So we just need to create a vertical support now. So let's go back to this view and we can see this that we have here. So let's create extrusion and let's have like a circle here. Let's have a circle here and also another circle here. Okay, and let's click on finish. Let's give this 790 to 750 to 790. Let's go to the 3D so we can see what it is. Okay, so let's make this let's come here and let's just adjust this down to this point. Okay, so we have something like this. Then this is supposed to be circle. Okay, so we're going to be creating a circle. Let's use sweep. So we're going to come to the reference plane. Okay, we're going to come to the reference plane and let's create a sweep. So we sketch parts. Let's sketch from here to here. Okay, then we click on finish. We'll go to the 3D view. We come to this view where we can see that, and let's draw our sweep. So let's say it is a circle. Let's change this to wireframe so we can see it perfectly. All right, so we have this is where it is. Let's try to get the center point. Then we click on this. We get our circle here and let's delete this too. We select this and we copy this to this point where we have another circle. All right, then we click on finish. Okay, then we can delete this rectangle that we have here. So once we go back to our hidden view, this is what we get. Good, this is looking more like it. Then we have two small circles at this corner as well that we need to create. So all we need to do to create those circles is we are going to be using extrusions for that. So let's come to so let's go back to our reference view. Okay, then we're going to be using extrusion, or yes, we're going to be using extrusion. So we click on this, we click on extrusion. Let's come to our 3D view. Let's come to this face. Okay, then we pick a plane. Okay, then we pick this plane. All right, this is where we have that extrusion. Okay, then we're just going to draw this. Let's try to get the center point. Okay, then we have like a circle around this area. Let's make this 15. Okay, so let's change this to wireframe first of all, so we'll see what we are creating. Then we can have that circle. Let's use this line, and we take an offset of 5 mm. I think that will be okay. All right, so this is good. This is good. Offset of 5 mm, and we also copy this to this point, offset of 5 mm. Okay, then let's go to the 3D, sorry, let's come to the 3D view, hidden, and let's see what we have done. So we'll come to the floor plan, come to the plan view. You see this, let's just adjust it down to this point. Let's make this 25. Okay, and let's adjust this to this point. Good. Then this should let's make this 15. Sorry, 15, not 150. Okay, 15. I think this is good. So we'll change this back to hidden line, come to this 3D, and you can see it. So you see how this is looking. Then we load into projects first. We'll load it into our baluster first of all, override the existing version. Then we load this baluster into the project 1. Okay, override the existing version. Okay, and let's see what we have done. Okay, let's see what we have done. Sorry. Okay, so you can look at this now. Now you can see how this is looking really nice. This is looking really nice, and from here you can also see exactly. Now you can look at it very well. You can see it very well. So this is looking good. This is looking good. So this is how to create glass railing using Revit, and you can adjust this however you want. Yeah, you can adjust this. So let's say I come to this top view, I click on this, and I want to continue. Let's say I want to continue this railing this way, and I trim this to this point. I click on finish. You would see that the railing is exactly going to continue like that. Okay, now one more thing is left. Now you can see this end here. So we need to have like an end component to it. So we click on this, edit. We come down to handrail 2. We click on this, and we come down to terminations. Now we see beginning and beginning / bottom termination, yes, and we see this end top termination, yes. We click on apply. Okay. All right, and you can see the termination there. Okay, so this is how to create this glass railing in Revit. If you found this video helpful or interesting, kindly do well to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, don't forget to share this video, and turn on the bell icon so you get notified on when next we publish a new video. See you guys on our next video.